Kathy Wood says that there's one thing that can send Bitcoin price over 500,000. We discussed it a bit last week, but I wanted to show you an instance where she's potentially correct and it's actually already happening. But that said, 500,000 is way far in the distance, and I have a very strong feeling we're going to be going sideways and driving people nuts for quite a while. I'm going to tell you why, as well as look at the Ethereum chart, a whole lot of other news. It's Monday morning, y'all. Get some energy popping. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. And I've been telling you guys, take your magic golf tee and stab the like button. But today for the like button, if you're like me and you went to the Bills Bucks game yesterday and it went into overtime, then you had to drive really far at the end of the night and you basically got no sleep because your kid kept you awake, then just go ahead, take a little nap. Take a little nap on that like button. Take a little nap on it. I'm going to go ahead and take a nap on that like button. What a football game that was. For any of you who do the American football with the oblong-shaped one, not the footy balls. The footy balls, aptly named football if you're actually playing with your feet. To be honest, it was quite an NFL game. Was quite an NFL game. Went into overtime. After the Bills came back, tied it up, Tom Brady threw his 700th touchdown of all time to end the game. Rashad Perryman witnessed it all. So guys, Bitcoin driving people nuts, and I have a funny feeling that maybe we've just started. We've just been checked into the insane asylum and haven't even started treatment yet. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we will take a look at the chart. But first, the very clickbaity and exciting title that I had before. $500,000 Bitcoin. Oh my God. I should have done it with my face like this, but I don't do that. But is it clickbait or is it a potential reality? Well, first of all, we had obviously the story last week, right? Kathy Wood says 5% of institutional money can increase Bitcoin's price by $500,000. Her point basically being here that if institutions start to just put 5% of their money, we could get $500,000 Bitcoin. Let's actually look at what she said. Some of you might have seen this last week. Let's take a look at what she said.
Which there's a piece out. I think maybe CNBC even talked to money managers, and that is ripe in 75% of those polled. That's ripe for a major correction or a major letting out of a lot of air in that sector. Does that sound like consensus, something to go the other way on to you, or not?
Well, yes, I believe it is. I think institutions are moving in. And right now, crypto of any sort, they're starting with Bitcoin and Ether. Crypto of any sort is a de minimis amount or percentage of institutional portfolios. The reason institutions are moving in is, to some extent, this is a new asset class with correlations very different compared to other asset classes. In fact, Yassine Almondra did a study on this and found that the closest, and we did it with Bitcoin, the closest correlation to other assets was real estate. And so institutional managers have to look at have low correlations. That's the key to diversification, and it's the holy grail in terms of asset allocation. So we think that the move actually by institutions into Bitcoin, if we were to choose Bitcoin, and that seems to be their first stop, could add $500,000 to Bitcoin's price if they moved into the tune of roughly 5%.
There you go. That's what she said. And as I discussed, I'm not going to go back into it, but your goal as an investor, if you're a risk manager, if you're putting together a well-balanced portfolio, is to find assets that are uncorrelated to other assets. We know that historically that is true of Bitcoin. So even putting 5% of your money in Bitcoin, even if you hate Bitcoin, is a good idea because it has the chance to move separately from the rest of your portfolio, which has systematic risk. But her point here is that institutions are just starting to get a little taste. You give someone a little taste, And then like a month later, they're living in the Carter in New Jack City, full crackhead in the corner, got that taste, full crackhead, shooting up, right? So we got a few of them that have just taken that taste, and we know how that they're going down the rabbit hole. But like you said, we're going to get more and more of them. We're going to get more and more of them slowly, and that leads on to the next story here, right? And this is why I wanted to point this out. United Arab Emirates Wealth Fund Mubadala investing in crypto ecosystem. CEO. The wealth fund is no longer skeptical about crypto. They were. And is investing in blockchain and other related technologies, CEO Khaldoon Al-Mubarak said. Let's see what he had to say right here. Here he is. This is him. Oh, my God. Get excited. He's here. We got Khaldoon Al-Mubarak live, but it's actually a video.
Cryptocurrencies. Is that something that is a business as a sovereign wealth fund you're looking at?
Well, first of all, I think it's real. I think, this is a business that had, $200 billion worth of
Why is he whispering?
crypto value 2 years ago, and it's $2.5 trillion today and growing. So I think, while many people are skeptics, I do not fall in that category. I think now I see it as real. Now, I think the regulatory environment that isn't there yet in its final form and will have to be there at some point, I think will come in and will help, I think, transition this asset class into something new. From our perspective, I think we look at the ecosystem around crypto, and I think we are investing in that ecosystem. That's in the blockchain technology, energy usage, etc. So that's my answer to that.
Yeah, this guy's a Guga Uber Mega Chad who kind of whispers when he's in an interview. Talk louder, man. Scream it over from the top of the mountain. But he's not necessarily here talking specifically about buying Bitcoin, although we know that anything that's good for the ecosystem will send the price rising and skyrocketing as it always has. But taking more of the approach, as I've talked about before, investing in the technology and infrastructure, because there's a whole lot of money in doing that. But this is exactly what Kathy Wood's talking about. Skeptics will become believers. They'll love Justin Bieber. They're going to become believers. It's not even about Bitcoin. There's actually a Justin Bieber podcast live stream. You guys might not know that, right? Get my peaches down in Georgia. I get my groceries down in Georgia. I sing my songs from down in Georgia. Every single word's Georgia when I hear that song. Anyways, no, he's not talking about Justin Bieber. He's talking about Bitcoin and blockchain technology. This is a sovereign wealth fund of the United Arab Emirates, guys. Sovereign wealth fund. This is not even like your average Wall Street hedge fund, something like that. This is United Arab Emirates government money. Imagine when we see pensions and endowments and sovereign wealth funds like this pouring their money into crypto. Even if it's only 5%, it will indeed send prices way, way higher. That's that shit. I get my Bitcoins down in Georgia. That's that shit. I get my crypto into Georgia. You guys know that song. Yeah. This is actually a famous quote from C.B. Taylor. Speak softly and carry a lot of oil money. Big wallet. Yeah. He got his Bitcoins down in Georgia. He gets his weed in California. Bitcoin touches new milestone with 90% of total supply mined. Crazy. 90% of the Bitcoins that will ever exist have been mined by miners that are mining. However, the entire supply, it's not going to get mined until February 2140. So we don't have to worry about all the Bitcoins and the minings running out yet. That's not going to be a thing, but this is pretty crazy. Here you go. 90% of all Bitcoins have been mined as of Monday morning. That's today. According to data from blockchain tracker, blockchain.com, the feat means 18.89 million Bitcoins of a maximum of 21 million are now on the open market. Open market, I don't know about that. That's a bit of an overstatement. We know that a bunch of these are locked, Satoshi's original wallet, and probably 4 or 5 million coins have been lost. So we could probably say that 12, 13 million are on the open market, which is even more bullish, right? Even more bullish. So, of course, we have the process of the halving or the halvening, which happens roughly every 4 years, making the rewards cut in half, difficulty twice as difficult for miners. They make less money. Therefore, decreasing supply, same demand or rising demand, price goes up. We've seen that halving cycle. Now, of course, the next halving is not happening till 2024, and there are people who are already screaming that this cycle is over and that we have to wait for the next halving to see price skyrocket. But I think that is likely very untrue. But yeah, Bitcoin halving explained. I'm not going to go into all this. You guys basically understand what's happening here, right? You understand what's happening here. But at the very basic level, as I said, you're cutting the new supply in half by making it twice as difficult to mine it. So just do math, right? If demand stays the same, price goes up. If demand increases, price goes up more. If demand diminishes by less than 50%, price goes up, right? So 90% now of the Bitcoins that will ever be mined have been mined. Only 10% more. Supply side shock, continually decreasing supply, and we are seeing increasing demand. It's just math. It's just maths. No, not somebody said meth. No, it's not that. Not meth. Not meth. Yeah, it's gonna be math. Math, not meth. A lot of drug jokes today. I don't know what's going on. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. What's going on? Well, you guys are still terrified. You're still terrified. Price in a range, and everyone's terrified. We're at 28, guys. We upticked from yesterday. We were only 27 fear yesterday. Now 28, a little less fearful, actually. The lower the number goes, the more fearful you are. Kind of strange. Number goes up, getting greedy. Number goes down, feeling fearful. Feeling fearful. They should have a board. Board should be on the fear and greed index. Maybe that's straight up. I don't know, but let's take a look at the charts. First of all, we got the weekly chart. Man. So yeah, last week's candle closed last night on Sunday. That's right here. We had a little spinning top. Someone called it doji, but technically it has a little body instead of just a slight little line. A doji, technically, you need the opening and closing of the candle to be the same. Either way, same message. Indecision right here. Major drop, indecision, wick up, wick down, nobody advancing the ball. Bears woke up pissed on Monday morning when they saw that, and they were like, nah, son, let's go back down to that 50 MA, and that's where we are right now. On the weekly right now, listen, we lost 53. So to me, above 53-ish areas where we start to have a bullish case again, but have held 42, that next key line, all the way back from when Elon Musk and Tesla bought Bitcoin, sending price up. That was the line we lost. That's been the line basically since December of 2020. Really long time. For a year, we've effectively just been trading all around that line. Right? So maybe we go back down to test it. Usually when you get a wick like this, guys, I hate to tell you, I've been saying this, when you get a wick like this, usually come down and fill it, right? Price comes back down to test it again, and then you see what happened. And that gives me the idea that this is what we're in for, guys. And I said this quite literally the day it happened. And people were like, you were the bull, and now you're bearish and whatever. Nah, man. If you're a technical analyst, when you get new information, you process it and you change your analysis. Losing 53K to me was meaningful. It's Christmas. It's Festivus, whatever holidays you guys celebrate out there. People are going to be away from their desks. Probably going to get really boring, guys. Nobody wants to hear it. But look, first of all, this is not technically a range. I've just drawn it this way because this was basically off this entire candle. Right? We can even start that right there if we want to get really granular about it, right? I'll show you what the actual range would probably look like if we're drawing a range. We'll do that in a minute. But yeah, this is kind of what I expect. I'm not saying it'll do it till this date or when, but I just kind of expect to chop around in this range for a very long time and just drive people insane. Can you imagine how bearish the community will be right here if it goes back down to 42,000 and fills that wick? Oh, it would be a Festivus miracle for long-term hodlers who want to buy more. Yeah. Does it go down to 42? She asks. This is a 41,964, but I can show you why 39,600 might be more likely and might be the more bearish line. We can go back to the weekly, and I can show you right there. This low, high, higher, low, higher, high structure, we would make a lower low if we drop below this wick right here, 39,600. So even if we lose 42, yeah, I know. Nobody wants to hear it. Oh my God, if we lose 42, no, 39.6 is where that bullish market structure would officially be broken. Everybody has a different way of looking at the chart and the market. Everybody has a different definition for bear or bull market or market structure, bullish, bearish, whatever. Everybody has their own view. That's, to me, where we would lose sort of that idea. And if we start losing those areas, yeah, I think we probably come back down and test 28, right? If we lose these areas, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. My God, don't freak out, okay? I'm not saying this is going to happen, but like if it did one of these, then you're trading back in this range where we were after the first trip to 65. So you think we probably do this, what we just did. My hope is that we do this in the 40s instead of dropping down in the 30s to do it again, right? That would make sense. But yeah, if we lose down here, then I think we probably come down and sweep these lows and do like a 25 or a 26 and really get people insane before we go to 500,000 or we go to 500,000. Guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying open your eyes and be realistic. It could. What are you going to do if it does do that? That should be the question here. I'm going to do nothing. I might reduce my exposure to alts over time. I've been doing that to some degree. But I'm here for 10 years, man, 20 years, 40 years, God willing or whatever. 40 years, I'll be 85 years old. I'll still be just killing it. I feel like it'll be good. But here we are right on the 50 MA here, right? So yeah, going back down, here's that ideal range. So listen, if you're going to if we want to draw the range as it should be, it would be right here, right? The low back to the next high. And you can see that we're actually trading above the 200 MA here on the daily, which is right at the EQ of that actual range. So if you're just trading this kind of more aggressively, maybe you're looking at 46,754 as the middle of the range. But yet again, this wouldn't quite get you to 53. But we have this descending line. You want to see a break of that and head up, maybe a retest. Right now, this is a very, very clear downtrend. We are in a short-term downtrend. Since the top here, 69, descending line, 1, 2, 3 touches, confirmed resistance. We lost 53, and now we're ranging, and this is not bullish price action. It's not. It's just not, right? You have reducing volume with price chopping sideways after a major drop. That is bearish consolidation. That's how I wouldn't call this a flag because it went way back up over 50%. I wouldn't even call it a pennant. But when price starts to lose volume and move sideways, you expect continuation to the downside. Does not mean it will happen. Maybe we see some volume kick in or we break that line. For right now, you got to break this line, got to get out of this range, right? And going back there, you can see how much price action, how meaningful that 39.6-ish up to 42 area has been, that entire blue thing, right? So here's the 4 hour. There you go. That shows the range closely. Got rejected in the golden pocket, as you can see right there on the bounce. Just nothing to see here, man. This is just chop. You cannot trade this. I mean, you can trade it, and there's people who will do it, but you shouldn't.
Oh no, we suck again.
And again, and again, and again, right? So I'm trying to see what your combinations are. Yeah. In 40 years, Scott's son will be streaming The Pup of Wall Street. Scott will be his special guest. So he won't be a pup at that. He'll be 42 years old, guys. I'll be a 42-year-old man. But so listen, you want some more bad news? Right. I don't remember what my tweet was, but it was a few days ago last week. I said, price dropped to here. It was like 47, 46, something like that. Of course, we started to see a lot of panic again. And I said, we're going to probably get some low time frame bull divs. Price will go back up to 53K. It went to 50. So, and then we'll drop and make probably a huge bull div on the daily at the bottom of the range. And then we'll range again and people go insane. Well, we did. There's the 12-hour, 6-hour, 4-hour. We did get a little bull div right after I said that. This is not lined up because it's from the 12-hour chart. But now we have hidden bearish divergence from the daily all the way down. So any bull divs are canceled. Hidden bullish divergence generally means continuation down. You can see that we've had that happen. That was confirmed right here at the last 12-hour candle. Let's look at the daily. Same idea, right? You got that higher high on RSI, a lower high for now here. But the daily has hit oversold. So look, what do I want? You guys don't. You guys probably don't ever want price to go down. I want price to do that. Right? I want to get a lower low on price, a higher low coming out of oversold on the daily. That would be my signal right now to even consider getting long again. Right now, the trend is locally bearish. There's no evidence, in my opinion, short term, that things should immediately be going back up. Prepare to range. And if you're preparing to range, not saying it will happen. I have no idea what will happen. If you're preparing to range, then guys, you gotta like prepare emotionally now for like 42, right? If we're trading at 42 and you all of a sudden start panicking when you knew we could trade at 42, that just makes you an unstable human person. Going on to more things that are not related to Bitcoin, ranging sideways and being bored. White Castle enters the crypto space with Ethereum domain name and NFT, and Harold and Kumar will both be in it. No, they won't. They won't. They're not going to be in it at all. But when you think of White Castle now, even though they were the little burgers that we ate as kids, everyone thinks of Harold and Kumar now because the movies. They did the movies, right? But yeah, White Castle's entered the crypto space with the Ethereum domain and NFT. Look, whitecastleofficial.eth. That's what they did. It's just cool. This is just cool. Nice to see another company with moderately edible and or palatable fast food entering the crypto space. That's what we need. We need Crystal now. They also make really small burgers, if you guys know about them. And they taste like they're just horrible. It's just horrible when people eat it every day. You know, get your big gulp and your Crystal and just have at it. Not really my thing. Not really my thing. Here you go. Look, they're doing enter the Sliderverse. Announcing our collaboration with the legendary Seaham artist Chuyu345 to bring a new collection to Doodle Labs. I mean, are we even speaking English? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's cool. They're entering the Sliderverse. Look, they have their thing now is it's an NFT. That's White Castle. That's pretty cool, right? And believe it or not, they're also on OnlyFans. White Castle's on OnlyFans because they made this sort of like sexy video, which I can't really show you right now. I don't have downloaded, about their new spicy products. White Castle is getting super weird, dude. Going all in on Web3 social media, and I am here for it. On to more people going all in on social media. We got Reese Witherspoon. Reese Witherspoon. I called her Reese Witherspoon when she made her Ethereum announcement, and that was a viral tweet. Crypto's here to stay. I'm committed to supporting creators who have pioneered the NFT space and encouraging more women to be a part of the conversation. She's very heavily involved in NFTs now, even after getting into Ethereum. Here you go. Reminder that twice as many men invest in crypto than women. I would have thought it was like 10 times as many. And women only make up 16% of the NFT market. That makes more sense. Thanks, Reese Witherspoon and other women leaders in the space who are committed to changing that. So she is committed to changing that. And you can see this was her first thing back in September. Just bought my first ETH. Let's do this, crypto Twitter. Let's do this. Nice to see her here as well. Speaking of Chads, Miami's mayor wants some of his 401k in Bitcoin, wants to put his retirement account into Bitcoin, wants to allow other citizens of Miami to do the same. The mayor of Jackson, Tennessee, reacted to the news by announcing his push for city employees to have the same option. Guys, if you missed it, we had like a YouTube glitch and we put the podcast up on YouTube and then it like didn't work. And so everybody kind of got the announcement. They went to watch this podcast. Unfortunately, it wasn't there. It said it was private or something. So it doesn't have the normal amount. But I just released a podcast on Thursday with Mayor Suarez. We talk about all of these things. It's amazing. People forget that he was way ahead of El Salvador or anywhere else in sort of government adoption, even though it was for a city. And we're seeing so many cities follow. Just one more step in that direction. Ethereum co-founder Joe Lubin, high gas fees are a measure of success. Joe Lubin waded into the ongoing debate over Ethereum gas fees. The gas fees, silent killer. Their growth pain and a sign of the network's popularity. He says, I actually tend to agree with him. I don't know if you guys, but here's the quote. High gas fees are a measure of success. They're a growth pain. They're something that can't be avoided. When a new technology becomes successful, it always has scaling issues. So whether it's CPU cycles or screen real estate or memory, you're basically going to have software engineers max out the capabilities of the technology. And it turns out we're seeing consumers max out the capabilities of the technology. I agree. Ethereum is being put to the test, but only because everyone wants to use it. Only because everyone wants to use it. And I believe that they will solve these things. And we have other chains that can solve some of these other problems. Let them all work together. Get interoperable, guys. Be a team, a chain team of chains that are a team. Right? Ethereum's not out here alone, like in the woods, living in a trailer with nobody to talk to, killing its own food. Got a whole squad of blockchains out here. And they can all be interoperable, work together, find their ideal use case. But I am confident that Ethereum will eventually improve. And if you had told the developers of Ethereum when they made it that this would be a problem, they would probably say, holy shit, Ethereum has been a massive, massive success. Yeah, that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. It's a chain gang. That's what we got here. That seems bad. Chain gangs aren't that great. All right, let's take a look at the Ethereum chart. Reject it. Reject it, right? And you can see Bitcoin dominance. I don't have it here. I wrote about it in the newsletter a bit this morning. Bitcoin dominance has been bouncing. This is the bad scenario for your coins. I'm just being honest, right? When Bitcoin price goes down and dominance goes up, that means alts are getting extra wrecked. Bitcoin becoming stronger as the price goes down versus alts is not where you want to be. Oh, here you go. You had this breakout. So now maybe we consolidate here, bounce off here before heading back up. But this would lend some credence that no matter what Bitcoin does here, alts don't look that great in the very short term, right? We've been seeing that. So it got up here to 0.085901. Have this bearish SFP for right now on this swing high. You would expect some down movement, maybe down here, 0.076, something like that. It would be amazing to retest this pennant and head up. But for right now, ETH looking a little less exciting in the very short term. Still looks amazing, right? Still looks amazing. This is a massive bull pennant, a massive breakout from here. Sometimes got to go down a little bit to go up. And ETH USD just taking it. Bitcoin has reasserted its dominance. You're not seeing in Pulp Fiction. Bring out the GIMP. I've got the black hat and everything. He like puts his hand on his head and he does that. It's what's happening right now with ETH. Right? That's fine. It's fine. This is just how it rolls, guys. This is how we roll. Not looking great at the moment. Not looking great, but I am confident we'll see that bounce relatively soon. Wells Fargo HSBC to settle Forex transactions using blockchain. My God. Oh, we don't really like Bitcoin and cryptos, but let's just use the underlying technology to do everything with our shit money. Banking giants will use a blockchain product to settle US dollar, Canadian dollar, pound, and euro transactions, right? They're going to use a shared settlement ledger to process transactions with all of those and other currencies in the future. Whether they accept stable coins or Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything else, they are accepting the technology. They're accepting it. Have you ever tried to make a Swift wire, ACH, any of these? Have you ever tried to send a cryptocurrency? Which one is much easier than the others? Whether they like it or not, they will all be adopting the technology, and it is happening. It's happening. Even like JP Morgan coin, Goldman Sachs working on a coin. This is not what we necessarily saw the future of cryptocurrency to be, but it's certainly the future of blockchain. Back to this guy. SEC's Gensler says crypto fits in our broad remit report. Gensler also restated his request to crypto exchanges. Just come on in, work with us. Last time someone tried to come on in and work with them was Coinbase, who came in and said, hey, we want to offer a 4% yield product. And the SEC, without explanation, said, no, and also you'll get sued if you do that. But hey, come in. Guys, the water's warm. Just jump right in. Then sharks, right? I'm not going in the shark-infested water just because some guy tells me it's nice to go in there, right? You can understand why these platforms would not be doing it right now. This is what I said. I've said publicly, come in, work with the SEC, get registered. They're fundamentally exchanges, but they also have this other activity going on inside of it. It's really important to get that investor protection. God, that was like a statement on the level of eloquence with Donald Trump, right? Yeah, and there's bad things that's happening, but like, come on in, and then we got to do the protections. Right? What are they even talking about at this point? He said they're doing a lot more than trading, given that they also hold crypto tokens and sometimes trade against their customer base. Who in the United States? We know that Bitcoin, the BitMEX used to definitely trade against customer base. I don't think that's really happening on the bigger exchanges, certainly in the United States. They do not have their own prop desks. They're not sweeping your stops. I don't think that that's a thing. I think that that is a myth at this point. But basically I don't know when it's coming out, probably Thursday, maybe. Hester Peirce, I interviewed an SEC commissioner, Hester Peirce. Yeah, and she was like, I don't even know if this shit is like for us to regulate, man. But she did say everyone's jockeying for it. CFTC, OCC, SEC, all the letters, everyone with letters. They all want their piece of crypto regulation. And basically, Gary Gensler is just putting his thing down right now, just dropping that elephant trunk and saying, this is ours. We're going to regulate it. Get regulated. Get regulated or get out. Yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him much. And Mongoose Coin and the crypto coin. Pepsi is going to launch a generative NFT collection next week, and the top is obviously in. What? It didn't say that. It didn't say that. It didn't say that. Right? Pepsi basically is going to just go ahead and copy what's being done by Bored Apes and stuff, a generative NFT collection. You don't even know what they're going to look like until you get your Pepsi. So you get your Pepsi, right? Let's see how many. There's going to be 1,893 of them released tomorrow on December 14th. Here you go. Here's what they look. Here's what. Oh, that's not it. That's not Pepsi. This is Pepsi. Pepsi right here. Yep, we did that. Ooh. I wonder how many people they had to pay to come up with that tweet. Introducing Pepsi Mic Drop, our Genesis NFT collection. Details in the thread below. Bro, like maybe you should start like dropping the sugar content of your soda so that people don't die of diabetes instead of worrying about dropping NFTs. Maybe you should start dropping more health warnings on the side of your cans instead of trying to drop mics, right? Either way, though, man, Pepsi gives a who cares, man? You guys lit Michael Jackson's hair on fire and ruined his whole life like 30 years ago. Can't we just get past Pepsi? I don't drink Pepsi, man. I don't drink Pepsi. But yeah, I mean, honestly, this is great for mainstream adoption that more companies are coming into the NFT space. But like, who cares, man? Who cares? Who cares? And we got one more thing after Pepsi, another unfortunate development in the crypto sphere. Here we go. You guys probably saw this, right? Hackers take control of Indian Prime Minister's Twitter account to promote Bitcoin giveaway scam. My God. The dude has 45.4 million Twitter followers, and someone hacked him and did one of these. It's not specifically this one. You remember the big Twitter hack where it was like, Kanye West was like, send me a Bitcoin, bro. I'll send you 2 back. I got you. I got hacked in that too, right? But very similar to that, right? The Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, was briefly taken over by hackers and used to promote a Bitcoin giveaway scam. Here's what it said. India has officially adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. Tight. That's tight. The government has officially bought 500 Bitcoin and is distributing them to all residents of the country. They should have used a bigger number. You know how many billions of people are in India? Hurry up. indiaofficial.blogspot.com.scam.obvious. The future has come today. This got quickly taken down. I have not seen a report. I've not seen a report yet on how many people were scammed, but oh God, man, you wonder why people think that crypto is full of scammers and scams and scammers doing scams. It's really a bad look for us, man. This is really a bad look. It's very disappointing, but hopefully not much harm was done. But this is the Prime Minister. Imagine if it was like Joe Biden, Bitcoin is officially legal tender. And what was I saying? Or Donald Trump, Bitcoin's legal tender. What's legal tender? I got jokes for all our presidents. Right? Anyways, guys, that's all the news. Listen, we're gonna figure out what to do this afternoon. Whatever it is going to be great, and I'm gonna be there. Maybe we'll do a bit of AMA. You guys seemed to like that last week, and we will take a look at some charts and see what we can find. Yeah, scam.obvious.gov, right? Scam.obvious.gov. But yeah, I mean, listen, man, the charts, they look weak. They look weak, and I have a feeling we're just gonna be here a while. Again, tune in this afternoon. We're gonna do something really exciting. I just don't know what it is yet. You guys should follow my Twitter closely. Although, honestly, guys, right now I'm in that sort of like, I'm not gonna tweet much, right? Everybody's angry on Twitter. Say anything, you get called a scammer, and you're nuts, and you were a bull, now you're a bear, and just going to zero, and those things. It's just not fun. Not fun. I'll just be here with you guys and writing newsletters, tweet some jokes. It'll be fun. But check it out. I will let you know what the topic will be for this afternoon. Yeah, Q&A. We'll definitely do some Q&A. Definitely do some Qing and Aing. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in until this afternoon. Take a nap on that like button.
Let's go.